can I do for you?
So, video games are art, and art often appeals to our core senses, for example, sexuality. So it comes as no surprise that in an effort to appeal to global audiences, some game creators have cranked that artistic aspect to the max. You may or may not be aware, but video games and sexism have a bit of a sordid history, so we're gonna do this right by giving both sides a voice here. I invited my friend Rabbit to voice her opinions on the topic as well. Take it away.
Thanks, Fade. This list is based entirely on our individual opinions and tastes. We'll be covering both 2D and 3D characters across all platforms, focusing entirely on our own sexist preferences and mutual objectification. This means that no matter who we include here, there will likely be a few fan favorites that were not mentioned, so make sure to let us know in the comments below who you think we overlooked.
So get your one-handed controller configuration ready.
And set the vibration function on high.
As we talk about our top 10,
or 20, depending on how you look at it,
hottest video game characters. Number 10. Etna from Disgaea. As a demon who serves as a vassal of the overlord of the underworld, Etna is surprisingly cheerful and upbeat most of the time, giving us silly episode intros or sarcastic remarks toward her overlord Laharo, and leading the Prinny squad. I really don't get an evil vibe from her, more cheeky and cute. I'm not gonna lie, I'm mostly including Etna for her outfit.
Boing! Yeah, dude! Thanks, dude!
Number 10, Maxim. From Lufia 2, Rise of the Sinistrals. We've all heard of MILFs, but what about DILFs? Or FILFs? Either way you slice it, there's no woman who can resist the appeal of a man who's both physically strong and a tender-hearted father. Maxim of Lufia 2, Rise of the Sinistrals is a talented swordsman turned husband, father, and savior all within one game. Ginger or not, he's got the courage, might, and moves to turn the heads of not only the women within Lufia 2, but also the rest of us ladies who embarked on this epic RPG journey.
Number 9. Morrigan from Darkstalkers. I don't usually go for succubi, but I'll make an exception in this case. Hailing from the Darkstalkers series, Morrigan is not only seductive, but also very, very deadly. Like a lot of girls on this list, you'd probably not want to piss her off, but it might be worth it.
Number 9. Limeray, from Hoshigami Ruining Blue Earth. An underrated and obscure classic, Hoshigami Ruining Blue Earth was a rage-inducing, insanely difficult tactical RPG for the PlayStation. Amidst the relatively appealing cast of characters was Limeray, a spear-wielding mercenary. While his personality and presentation were riddled with the common tropes you'd expect from a quiet and mysterious RPG character, there's just something timelessly sexy and alluring about a man with long, blonde, flowing locks and a gigantic pole. Weapon, that is.
Number 8. Lara Croft from Tomb Raider. The first 3D bombshell, Lara Croft is a sexy, sophisticated Brit chick whose boobs single-handedly ushered in the rise of polygons over pixels. Well, maybe that's a lie. There's no way you could handle those with a single hand.
Number 8. Leon Kennedy from the Resident Evil series. I've never personally been a huge fan of the Resident Evil series, but if there ever was a reason to get into it, Leon Kennedy's introduction in Resident Evil 2 is absolutely one. He's initially just your standard rookie police officer, but the development he receives throughout the series elevates him from being mere eye candy to actually serving as one of the most beloved video game characters of all time. Cool, stylish, and bringing his own unique flair of badassery to any confrontation, the fashionable Mr. Kennedy is the perfect distraction for any lady pretending to watch their partner play through the games, namely me.
Number 7. Kasumi from Dead or Alive. Can't really have a list if I don't include an entry from the game that pioneered boob physics. As a shinobi, Kasumi has a wide variety of assets in her arsenal, but also enjoys beach volleyball and pole dancing during her off time.
Number 7. Dante from the Devil May Cry series. A mercenary, private investigator, and demon ass-kicker extraordinaire, Dante is the suave, confident, silver-haired protagonist of the Devil May Cry series. Half demon and half human, this sexy and confident fellow sports superhuman powers and a variety of weapons to assist in his cases. In addition to his adaptability and multifaceted nature as a warrior, Dante's agile moves and noticeable stamina in combat leaves many a female gamer wishing that we could have a chance at being devil-triggered.
Number 6. Aya Bree from Parasite Eve. A no-nonsense New York cop with mitochondrial powers, Aya Bree has always been a crush of mine. Strong, independent, and able to kick the most Cronenbergian of asses, she seems like the kind of girl you'd want by your side when shit goes down. Although her last date didn't go very well.
Number 6. Claude Kenny from Star Ocean: The Second Story. The somewhat awkward hero of light from Star Ocean: The Second Story, Claude Kenny is the courageous, honest son of a rather well-acclaimed Earth Federation Army hero. With eyes as deep and blue as the sea, it's no wonder that many of the ladies of Star Ocean 2 are often eyeballing him eagerly and hoping for a shot at his heart. Unsurprisingly, Claude's presentation as a fierce warrior who aims to hold himself to a higher standard than his peers leaves quite a few of us entranced and wishing that such a hero would crash land into our own lives. Cheeky smile, goody two-shoes personality, and all.
Number 5. Tracer from Overwatch. So I had this huge inner debate about which of the Overwatch ladies to include on this list. Diva, Mercy, Widowmaker, all fine picks, but it all came down to that butt. The butt wins.
Number 5. Kratos from the God of War series. Demonic-looking killing machines may not be most people's thing, but Kratos, the ghost of Sparta, is a hunky piece of man-meat that you'd be crazy to not give a double take if you saw him on the streets. Just look at those pecs! This God of War protagonist is a vengeful Spartan who knows what he wants and will do whatever it takes to get it. Ladies, who doesn't like that in a man? If you can overlook his occasional fits of outrage and propensity for extreme acts of violence, then Kratos is one sex kitten who we'd all love to show a good time. Or maybe it's just me.
Number 4. Cammy from Street Fighter. So I had this huge inner debate about which of the Street Fighter ladies to include on this list. Chun-Li, Rose, Sakura, all fine picks, but it all came down to that butt. The butt wins.
You win! Perfect!
Number 4. Link from the Legend of Zelda series. Ah, the famous hero of time. Is there a woman alive who hasn't fantasized about adult Link with his huge master sword? Despite the fact that this popular Nintendo character has a myriad of incarnations, something that has remained consistent is the charm, adorable expressions, and unmatched bravery that we've seen across all his forms since his initial introduction in 1986. With flowing blonde locks, breathtakingly beautiful blue eyes, a sexy yet subtle earring, and thighs that could crack walnuts, The Legend of Zelda's Link has effortlessly managed to captivate and impress us all without ever uttering a word.
Number 3. Terra from Final Fantasy VI. Terra proves that pixels can make you feel. I could pretty much fill this list with characters solely from the Final Fantasy franchise. Terra's characterization stands out to me as the most organic, so while some people might lean toward one of the newer Final Fantasy babes with their fancy graphics, Terra will always have a special place in my heart.
Number 3. Rudy from Wild Arms. Silent RPG heroes are a dime a dozen, but there's something to be said for the concept of a pure-hearted protagonist who refrains from saying a word for the entirety of the adventure. Sporting an eclectic arsenal of guns, a knife, bombs, a power glove, and rollerblades, Rudy from Wild Arms is a tender-hearted, orphaned outcast who longs for nothing more than to protect others and be accepted. While he technically does have one single line of dialogue in the 40-ish hour game, Rudy is an example of a mute male lead done right. In spite of his shy nature, his character is well developed and his embodiment of hope and tenderness is enough to make even the biggest blue-hair skeptic swoon.
Number 2. Samus Aran from Metroid. The original female badass, Samus's gender remained a mystery until completing Metroid on the NES, at which point we were treated with a, oh, it was a hot chick all along moment. Well played, Nintendo. Well played. Since then, she's become sort of a gaming sex symbol, being featured in countless Rule 34 fan art and fanfics all over the internet.
Number 2. Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. At this point, many of you are probably saying to yourselves, Rabbit definitely has a type. How many blondes with blue eyes can she squeeze on her list? Well, in my eyes, you can never have enough of them, my friends. So regardless of whether or not you think Final Fantasy VII is the second coming of Christ or overhyped to the max, there is no arguing the insane level of sex appeal present with its focal protagonist, Cloud Strife. Not even taking into consideration what he's packing with that humongous Buster sword, I'm pretty sure I'm not alone here in saying that if I had to have a body pillow of a video game character, Cloud would be a top choice.
Number 1. Lendeth from Valkyrie Profile. An honest-to-goodness goddess, Lendeth is a Valkyrie in Odin's Asgardian army who is tasked with gathering Einherjar for the impending Ragnarok. Lendeth is a noble and fierce warrior, so it stands to reason that she will also be noble and fierce in bed.
Number 1. Ryu from the Street Fighter series. Whether you're straight, gay, or bi, Ryu is undeniably the sexiest man to ever grace the genre of fighting games. Making his debut in 1987's Street Fighter, this martial artist master has left quite an impact on all players, partially due to his genuinely fun and straightforward style of play, but if we're going to be honest, it's probably due to the fact that he is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, just look at him. The muscles, the contemplative personality, the dark eyes. Even if you aren't a fan of fighting games, Ryu is one fellow that most of us would gladly take a Hadouken to the face for, if you know what I mean. So those are our top 10 hottest video game characters for both sexes across all platforms and genres.
What do you guys think? Did we leave anyone important note? Get yourself a tissue, then let us know in the comments below. While you're down there, hit those like and subscribe buttons, and check out Rabbit's channel in the description. Once again, this was Fade Dragon Tier.
And Rabbit Plays Games.
Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.